Stop scrolling. Seriously. Hit pause on whatever you're doing and lean in close for a second, because we need to talk about Jason Statham. Forget the slick suits, forget the fast cars, forget the box office numbers. We're diving past all that Hollywood smoke and mirrors and getting down to the raw, unfiltered truth of the man. Have you ever been watching one of his movies, Crank, The Transporter, maybe Fast and Furious, and you see him leap from a skyscraper or crash a car at 80 miles an hour or take on 8 guys in a bare-knuckle brawl, and a tiny voice in your head whispers, "Wait, is that really him?" I mean, come on. Most actors, they wave their hands, they look cool, and then the director yells cut, and a trained professional, a stunt double, steps in to risk life and limb. It's the way the industry works. It's smart. It's safe. It's what you expect. But Jason Statham? He doesn't play by those rules. He actively, aggressively refuses the safety net. He waves the double away and says, "Nah, that's my job." And what I'm about to tell you is the shocking, emotional, almost painful reason why he risks everything for a shot that could paralyze him. Look, you guys are savvy. You know that in the age of CGI, a director can make anyone look like Superman. They can make an actor with the upper body strength of a damp sponge look like they can punch through concrete. But Statham, when you watch him, you don't see pixels, you see pain. You see sweat. You see the moment a human body makes contact with something hard and the reaction is real. That's because the scene you're watching, the one where his head is inches from a concrete wall or where he's clinging to the side of a massive truck, yeah, that's him, every time. His dedication isn't just a fun fact for a press junket, it's a foundational, non-negotiable part of his identity, and it has cost him more than you can possibly imagine. We're talking about cracked ribs, torn ligaments, concussions, the kind of chronic grinding pain that most of us wouldn't endure for a lifetime salary, let alone a single movie. There's a profound, almost spiritual arrogance to it, the refusal to accept the fake when the real is right there waiting to be captured. Remember the famous scene in The Expendables where he and Sylvester Stallone are hanging from a plane? Or that moment in Crank where he was riding a motorcycle without a helmet, weaving through traffic in Los Angeles? Behind every one of those jaw-dropping shots is a conversation between Statham and a very, very nervous stunt coordinator. The coordinator says, "Jason, we have Dave. He's a professional. He's got the padding. The wire work is set up." And Statham just looks him in the eye, that signature glare of his, and says, "If it's not me, then what's the point?" He's not being difficult. He's protecting something far more valuable than his own body. He's protecting the truth of the shot. He knows instinctively that the camera can tell the difference. You know it too. That tiny hesitation you see in a double's eyes, the slightly different body mechanics, the way they brace themselves just a fraction too early. Statham eliminates that. He gives the audience a visceral experience that no amount of digital trickery can replicate. He's selling authenticity, and in a world obsessed with filtered, polished perfection, that raw edge is gold. But here's where the emotional part comes in, the part that goes viral because it's so damn human. It's not about ego. It's about his past, believe it or not. Before he was kicking down doors and driving stolen vehicles, Jason Statham was an elite competitive diver for Great Britain, even competing at the Commonwealth Games in 1990. Think about that for a second. Diving from 10 meters, it's a sport of absolute precision, muscle memory, and zero fear of impact. When you hit the water wrong at that speed, it feels like concrete. That experience taught him 2 critical lessons that he applies to every single movie. 1, mastery requires complete commitment. And 2, you must accept the consequences of gravity and speed. For him, stepping onto a film set is like stepping onto the diving board. He must commit to the trajectory. If he falters, the dive is ruined, or worse, he gets hurt. So when he's hanging 50 feet up or driving a car into a river, yes, he almost died doing that stunt on The Expendables 3, he's not acting like an athlete. He is an athlete, demanding the most brutal honesty from himself. He refuses to sell you a lie because his entire professional background is built on selling an impossible truth. The deep emotional reason is a profound respect for the action genre itself. Statham grew up watching icons like Steve McQueen and Bruce Lee, men who embodied their performances. He believes that if you're going to call yourself an action star, you have a duty to the audience. You owe them the real thing.
When he uses a stunt double, he feels like he's cheating you. He's not just an actor playing a tough guy. He's a craftsman practicing a physical art form, and his body is the ultimate tool. When he gets hit, it hurts. When he falls, he bruises. And when he comes out the other side, that exhaustion, that genuine limping, that's what makes the character believable. The fatigue you see isn't acting, it's exhaustion from having done 10 takes of a grueling, genuinely dangerous fight choreography where one wrong turn could have meant months in physical therapy. He puts his well-being on the line for the sake of 2 seconds of film, all so you, the viewer, can feel the adrenaline rush without a single moment of doubt. That's sacrifice. That's dedication. That's the secret sauce of Statham. And that almost fatal moment in The Expendables 3? The story is legendary. A truck he was driving lost its brakes and plunged 60 feet into the Black Sea. He was trapped in the cabin. Stallone later said it was a moment where the entire set thought they had just watched a star die, but Statham, using the powerful lung capacity and calm under pressure he learned from his diving days, managed to escape the sinking truck. He surfaced, soaked, coughing, and then what did he do? He shook it off, climbed back on shore, and was ready to go again. That moment, my friends, is why he's different. It's the closest any movie star has come to a real Hollywood ending-style death on set, and for Statham, it was just another day at the office. A terrifying, life-changing, near-death experience, but one he survived and incorporated into the unwritten contract he has with his audience. I will suffer for your entertainment. He carries the scars from that and countless other incidents, scars that are invisible, emotional reminders of the high price he pays for his craft. He knows that his body is a clock that's ticking down, that every injury is compounding, but he can't stop. Why? Because the moment he lets a double take over, he worries he will lose that vital, tangible connection with you, the person watching this video. He believes that the risk is worth the reward of your total, complete, and utter belief in the character. He's perhaps the last true physical action star of a generation, a living, breathing rejection of green screens and safe spaces. He's the guy who insists on doing the 2-minute-long, continuous, no-cut fight sequence because he knows that if the camera never cuts away, the audience can never doubt the reality of the violence. It's a masterclass in commitment. He's telling us, you want reality? I'll give you reality. You want grit? I'll give you the taste of blood. That level of raw conviction is what makes his movies feel different. He elevates the whole genre. He's not just punching villains, he's punching the lazy expectations of modern cinema. He's doing it for the purists, for the people who appreciate the skill, the pain, and the incredible, crazy, beautiful danger of a body pushed to its absolute limit. So the next time you see him staring down the barrel of a gun or flipping a car in midair, remember this video. Remember that intense focus in his eyes is not acting. It's the look of a man who knows deeply and truly that his life is on the line. And he's okay with that because it means the scene will be perfect. He's one of a kind. There are actors, and then there is Jason Statham. And that, my friends, is the shocker. That is the true dedication that Hollywood will never fully understand. Now, if you felt that rush, if you've been moved by this level of dedication, then you know this isn't just a story. It's a testament to the power of commitment. We're going to continue diving deeper into the real, untold stories of Hollywood's greatest mavericks, but we can't do it without you. You need to be part of this movement. You need to join the community that appreciates the raw and the real. Don't just watch this and scroll away. Stop everything and hit that follow button right now. Make sure you don't miss the next deep dive, the next untold truth. Join us. We appreciate the real ones. We appreciate the dedication. Now go hit follow. We'll see you in the next one. And that's where the conversation usually ends, right? We talk about the dedication, we talk about the scars, we talk about the near-death experiences, and we put a nice little bow on it, labeling him a cinematic anomaly. But what we don't talk about, what Hollywood desperately tries to hide from the press, is the almost unbearable tension and liability he creates on every single set he walks onto. Think about the poor souls on the insurance side of things. Imagine being the producer who has to sign off on a multi-million-dollar policy knowing that your star, the centerpiece of your entire franchise, is actively lobbying to throw himself out of a moving vehicle onto concrete. They have teams of lawyers, pages of waivers and protocols designed to keep the lead actor safe, shielded, and intact. And here comes Jason Statham walking right through their beautifully crafted web of safety and saying, "I'll pass on the harness, thanks." This isn't just a physical battle, it's a constant mental war of wills against the corporate machine. Every director who hires him, guys like Guy Ritchie, who knows him better than anyone, or the huge franchise directors, they accept a higher level of risk. They know that to get the real Statham energy on screen, they have to let him dance closer to the edge than anyone else in the business. But it's not easy for them. When a stunt coordinator, a hardened professional whose whole job is safety, looks at a particular sequence and says, "This is a 9 out of 10 danger level, we must use a double," and Statham just looks them in the eye, that signature glare of his, and says, "If it's not me, then what's the point?" He's not being difficult. He's protecting something far more valuable than his own body. He's protecting the truth